Hello. I hope all is well with you guys and you had a great day. We are continuing our journey into the world of Linux, and we have started with getting started with Linux. And today we are going to dive into the concept of the first command that we are going to learn, and that is ls command. I have divided the resources about ls command into the four sections, and each section are going to have many different episodes. This is to make it easier and give structure to the resource. So the first section, which is section 0, it is theory. We are going to learn the necessary theory behind it. And then in the section 1 we are going to learn when we are using the ls command with just arguments. And third section we are going to learn when we are using ls command with just options. And the fourth section we are going to conclude what we have learned and maybe show some example. We cannot we have the ability to use multiple options simultaneously. We are going to show that also, but this is the first episode in the first section, and in this episode we are going to dive in and gain some basic understanding about the concept of file and folder when it comes to Linux or Unix based system. I forgot to mention that my English is not good, but if you have difficulty to understand, you can put your question either in the commenting area or send it to me directly via the contact link that is in the description of this video. As soon as possible, I will provide the answer in writing. So, are you ready? So, this is the first episode in the first section, which is the concept of file and folder when it comes to the Linux or Unix based system. It is important to understand that everything here when it comes to Linux or Unix based system considered a file. These include not only regular files that you are familiar from Windows, for example, but also directory. Directories here is equivalent to folder in Windows. Okay, so it is important to understand that everything here considered a file. This includes not only a regular file but also directory and special file types, some that we are going to mention. In this video we are not going too deep. We are going to just give a basic understanding and brief overview in this regard. First we are going to talk about a regular file. Here, what are those? These are files that contain data such as text, documents, images, or it can be videos, or videos. They store information can be read, it is readable to us, or written. We can write into them. Written. Okay. These are, here we are going to give some example. Uh, these are, we are talking about regular files. These are most common files these are the most common files you work with, or you are interacting with them with, such as, here we are going to give just some example. For example, festival files that has extension txt at the end of it. These are files that store the text, files for text. You can write it like this. Then the other one is which has the extension jpg. I am not sure if I have pronounced it right, but I have written it. So these are files that will be used for images. These are just two examples. There are many more when it comes to regular file. So the next, we are talking about directories. It is equivalent to folders when it comes to in Windows, for example. So directory, what kind of file are these? Because inherently, or everything when it comes to Linux or Unix based system is regarded as a file. So first we have regular file. We have learned what kind of data they are used they are being used to store. And then we have directory. Now we are going to explain what is directory. A directory is a special type of file that contains other files. For example, when you create a regular file to organize your resources, you store them in another type of file, which is directory. Okay, the directory, they do not contain any type of data. They are just there to store regular file in them. We can explain it like this. Okay, they cannot only store the regular file, but they can also store subdirectories. It is in Windows, you have folder, then you can create subfolder in it, and it is also the case here. So a directory is a special type of file that contains other files and directories. It acts as a container to reorganize organize files into a hierarchy. I'm not sure if I have pronounced this word correctly. Hierarchical structure. When it comes to the Linux or Unix based system, it is here we have the main directory which is called root. We're not going into deep that. Then under it we have other type of directory that is divided into the branches. It goes on like this. This is what we are talking about. So a directory is a special type of file that contains other files and directories. It act as a container to reorganize file into hierarchical structure. Okay, so mm, think of okay think of directory like a folder in a filing cabinet. It does not, this is important characteristic when it comes to directory, it does not hold data itself, but organizes and contains other files. Other files. So when we say it does not host data, we are talking about the concept of a regular file. Like here, if it has, we have this type of file that contain text, and we have this type of file that contains images. It is not the same when it comes to directory. The directory itself does not host any data, but it organizes and contains other file. Okay, so the third category that we are going to talk about here is a special type of file or special files. And what are those, you may ask? These include device file, which represent hardware devices or the hardware of device. Hardware. This file are very special. Um, the knowledge that we have right now, we are not going to interact with them. This can be config file, configuration file, and file that is specifically related to a hardware or the device itself. That is those files that is categorized in the category of special files. We are not going to interact with them because we don't have knowledge. We have just started our journey into this, and hopefully when we gain knowledge and understanding, then we will come back to it. Okay, so this is our first step, that we can differentiate when we talk about directories and files. Okay, and regular file and special files. So that was it, and this is in this episode. In the next, we are going, which will be again, we are still in the section 0, or the first section, which will be episode 2. We are going to explain with the help of analogy, and explain what the ls command is and how it works. So if you have any questions so far, you can put your question in writing, either in the commenting area, or send it to me directly via the contact link that is in the description of this video. Otherwise, see you in the next video. Bye.